We're going to do a Algebra 2 exam, Algebra 2 Trig, from August 2010. All right, first question. The product of 3 plus rad 5 and 3 minus rad 5 is. So we have to FOIL. FOIL is basically just double distributing. So the first two terms will be 3 times 3, which is 9, and then 3 times rad 5 negative, which is going to be negative 3 rad 5. And the next two terms are going to be plus 3 rad 5, along with a plus and a minus is minus. Rad 5 and rad 5 is 5, so minus 5. Now 9 minus 5 is 4, and these will cancel out. So the answer is just choice 4. What is the radian measure of an angle whose measure is negative 420 degrees? Alright, so for this one, we're going to want to convert into radians. So the conversion factor is that 180 degrees is equivalent to pi radians. And as we use all conversion factors, we're going to use it as a fraction with the units that we want in the numerator. So that's going to be pi radians. And 180 degrees goes to the denominator, so that the degrees will cancel. So the degree symbol cancels out. We can also cancel out a 0 here. So we get negative 42 over 18 pi, and the unit is radians. Now we just have to reduce. So 42 over 18, they both have a 2 in them. So we can do 2 times 21 over 2 times 9. We still have pi along with a negative sign. The 2's cancel out. And 21 and 9 both have 3's in them. So we can make 21 3 times 7, and 9 becomes 3 times 3. Now the 3's cancel out again, so we get negative 7 pi over 3. Answer choice 1. What are the domain and range of the function shown below? So domain is x and range is y. So we're looking for the x values first. So the smallest possible and the largest possible. So I can't even bracket this off because it goes on forever. But the lowest possible looks like this is negative 4, right? So the x values would look like the set of all x's such that x is greater than or equal to negative 4. So this one looks good. Actually, it doesn't have the equals, so that actually looks no good. This one's good. And these are no good. So it's answer choice 2. And just to check the y values, the lowest possible y value looks like y equals 2. And so y is greater than or equal to 2. Yeah. The expression 2i squared plus 3i to the third is equivalent to. Okay, so for this one we're going to need our I values. I0, I first, I second, and I third. So anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the first power is itself. The definition of I squared is that it equals negative 1, and then you just have to finish the pattern with a negative I. So also you can multiply I times I squared and add the exponents to get I third. So that would be I times negative 1, which is negative I. Then what you'll find is that this pattern repeats, because I to the fourth is equal to I squared times I squared, for example. And that's going to be negative 1 times negative 1, so that's going to be positive 1. And then the pattern itself repeats. So it's a length 4 pattern. So in general, if we had, for example, I to the 23rd, the trick is you take the exponent divided by 4, and you find the remainder. The remainder. So in this case, we get a quotient of 5, and the remainder is 3. The key part here that we're interested in is the remainder, because that tells us which exponent it's going to be equivalent to. So this is just as though we had I to the third power, which of course is negative I. But that's not really what they're testing for here. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We just have to plug in what we've already found, which is that I squared is negative 1, and that I to the third is negative I.